Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Shanley Show. Yes, I do have an octopus on my shoulder. I made this guy, and I followed the Humble Child Co's Anchor the Octopus pattern. I used Big Twist yarn in Varsity Yellow for the main color, and then Pale Yellow for all the under stuff. I just feel like having it on my shoulder. So, also, it is smaller than the original, or than what the pattern did, because I used a thinner yarn and the pattern was a more of a plush yarn, like a heavier weighted yarn. But anyway, that's besides the point. As you can tell from the title of this video, we are doing another anime watch. At the time that I'm recording this, I have yet to decide how to pivot this, because this is sort of branching out from the getting back into anime series, get back into anime with me, or whatever I called it. It's pivoting from that just because I'm fully back into it, I feel, and I'm just watching new anime at this point, and I'm not really needing to get back into it. As of right now, I'm calling it Anime Watch. It'll still be going into the Getting Back into Anime with Me playlist, but if you guys have any series name suggestions for this, let me know down below in the comments. And like I said, I'm just gonna go with Anime Watch for right now, unless I can think of something better to call the series. I don't mind Anime Watch. I think it fits because that's what this is. But if there's something I like more than that, we'll go with it. So I have a small amount of anime, and I have the little papers folded up. I don't have a whole lot in here, and they're going in here. Again, they're folded up so that way I can like shake them around and then not really see what I'm choosing. It'll be in kind of the same style as the Getting Back into Anime with Me series, where it's like I'm just going to choose one, watch the first 1 to 2 episodes, and then decide if I want to finish it. And then by the end of the video, if I finish it, I'll let you know what I thought of it. And if I decide not to finish it, I'll just explain why, and then do maybe one other anime in that same video. But with all of that said, sorry, I just moved this to the side. With all of that said, let's choose an anime. And also, like, the thing is too, is I kind of have to choose an anime before I make the thumbnail for this. So I'm just mixing them all up. And then I'm not going to be looking in here. Okay. I'm not going to be looking in while I choose. I can go for a bottom one. Okay, actually, before I choose, I do have Heaven Official Blessing in here, and while I did watch that last year, I have it in here specifically for the English dub, and that one is mainly just for me to hear the names and hear how they're pronounced, because sometimes when you're watching something in another language, it's kind of hard to pick up on specific names. And I'm not used to listening to Mandarin. I think it was originally Mandarin, and I'm not used to like hearing that, so it's a little bit harder to pick up on names. But I'm gonna reshuffle this real quick, and I'm not cutting any of this, just so you guys know that, like, when I'm choosing, I never really cut unless I'm taking too long of a breath or something like that. Just so you know that I'm not like going in and picking whichever one I want. So I am going to kind of go for the bottom. Okay. The one I chose is Kamisama Kiss. Now, I have watched a good amount of this, but I put this in here so that I can finish it. So we're gonna pull up Kamisama Kiss on Hulu, and I'm gonna watch it from start to finish. This is one I do like, and I'd be surprised if I end up not liking it by the end. But this is one that I have watched. Like I said, I haven't watched the full thing. I just have watched a part of it. So that's what we'll go with. And I'm not going to be wearing, or I'm not going to be having him on my shoulder throughout the entire thing. It was just for this part. So this will be fun. Okay, so I'm finishing up episode 2 now. I might watch a little bit more just for like more of a reaction. I will for sure do the last episode, a little bit of a reaction to it, and then, or at least for season 1. Let's see. Oh my god, that's how you can remove it? Now Disney Plus adds a remove thing. Okay, I'm gonna remove all the Christmas stuff real quick. Slight sidetrack. Remove. Oh my god, when I was watching Cruella, I got like 50% of the way through Cruella. Excuse me. At least they have like a remove option for you're currently watching. At least on the computer, you can update that and remove the stuff. Oh my god, Dial of Destiny. I watched that like 2 years ago and it's still in my currently watching list because it didn't go all the way to the end. So, yeah, now I'm just going through all of them now. I might keep Muppet Treasure Island there. Okay. I mean, a large part of why I'm kind of clearing this up is because it's like there's some stuff that like I haven't watched in a while and or I'm not gonna watch. We keep Imagineering Story there. Over the Garden Wall can stay. And the thing is even if I finish something and it shows that I like finished it, it'll still keep it in the currently watching list, which is like kind of stupid. Crap, not what I wanted to press. Okay. So it's like why at least I'm trying to take advantage of it now before I get too far into stuff. And like the thing is like there's so much Christmas stuff because if I can watch it on Disney Plus, I'll pull it up. Hey, talk to me. Are you okay? I do really like this show. I do really like it, at least the majority that I've seen. Some of it I do get a little bit of secondhand embarrassment from it. Not the scene in particular, but the scene where Tomoe brings like her meal to her on our first day back at school. But I have my dinner. It's a salad. It's like Tyler Farms Mexican street corn salad, and I also added some chicken to it. But I really like this show. I'm gonna eat some food, maybe get some more reaction, but probably not much more from the second episode at least. But like I said, probably a little bit more of a reaction for the rest of the season. So yeah. Okay, so I'm moving on to episode 3. I do remember that it did take me a little bit to like Karama. Which episode is this? The God Makes a Match. Anyway, episode 3, The God Makes a Match. I do remember it took me a little bit to like Karama. Like the first time I was watching this, first couple of times. But I do like him. I do like the snake boy. Misuki, I think his name is. Anyway, I don't know when he'll be coming in. I don't remember when he comes in, but I do like his character. I don't really have too many other thoughts other than like, yeah, this is something that I already enjoy, so we're gonna keep watching. You know, something I was thinking about is I do think that, why am I blanking on his name? J. Michael Tatum, there we go. I do think he enjoyed his role as Sebastian in Black Butler, but there's a part of me that kind of like just senses in some of the tones that he uses as Tomoe that make me think he enjoyed Tomoe a little bit more. Again, I'm sure he enjoyed both like equally, and like they're two sort of similar but mostly different roles, but it's like, I don't know, I have a gut feeling but that he enjoyed this one more. Okay, so what I'm also going to do is download a couple of soundtracks. The main one, not Yashahime, Kamisama Kiss. The main one being Kamisama Kiss, and then, okay. And I do have to like edit some of my music stuff, but just because, let's see, and then there's one that I've been wanting to download for or try to find. Dang it, they don't have it. Okay. So the one I was thinking of was Disney Legends. So it has John Henry, Paul Bunyan, Johnny Appleseed, and Casey Jones. Like those shorts that Disney did with James Earl Jones as like the narrator or storyteller for them. It doesn't seem like the one website has it, sadly. Can I download the soundtrack? Okay, 1 second. Let's see. Disney. Let's see if it has. Okay, so it doesn't seem to have it, which sucks. Okay, but I am doing Kamisama Kiss, which should work out. If all goes well, it should work out. I do the or I have the Apple Music version of it, that works best with Apple Music. So yeah, we're just gonna go from here, continue watching this like I said. So far we're having, okay, so I did forget how that episode had ended. It was really cute. I don't remember if if that specific plotline goes forward at all, but we'll see. Again, I have watched a majority of it. I just don't remember a whole lot of it. Or I remember like the major moments, I should say. I remember the major moments. So I will say I like how Tomoe chose his last name as Mikage. I think that's a cute, it was intentional. That's obvious. But I do think it was a cute little nod to Mikage. So, anyway, where is my mouse?
I think I could get used to this.
Miss Nonami,
There he is.
it's good to see you. What a lovely day for rain.
Oh yeah, I completely forgotten about that.
Nonami!
I mean, that's not a cool move, but...
Lady Onamori, the plum tree has finally started to blossom.
Mizuki, is there no one special in your life with whom you can share these flowers?
No, miss, of course not.
You'll find her some.
Okay, so... I have some Ritz crackers that I'm also munching on. Okay. She sounds familiar. For Lady Yonomori, I think she's more of a subtle part within this show from what I can remember. Okay. And again, like with before, I'm just focusing on stuff that I've seen. Or at least seen a good majority of. So let's see. I'm 90% sure I know her voice. Let's see. Nope. Nope, nope. Movies. Okay. I vaguely remember Monaco and Hitalia. But I think there's something bigger, like a bigger role that... She's been in a lot, so... Okay, I don't really remember that. She was also in Hitalia as Chibi Romana, but I don't remember that too much. Jesus, there has to be something. Because I know that there are a lot of VAs who will slightly change their voices depending on the role, but there also are a lot who won't do that. So it's kind of easier to pick up on. Okay, she was in Black Butler as a Angela. Okay, so it was probably mostly Black Butler that I recognize her from. And yeah, Black Butler. I feel like there was something else though. I mean, maybe not, and maybe it was just Black Butler because that was a pretty big role in Black Butler. Okay, she was also in Orange High School Host Club. Okay. Also that. And Skull Rumble. Okay, so I do know her from a few other things other than Black Butler. Okay. Just seeing if there's anything else. Okay, Skull Rumble. Okay, and Peach Girl. which I watched like years ago. Okay, she was in Trinity Blood too. Let's see, Peach Girl. I'm just looking at this one character. Okay. Okay, she was in Trinity Blood. Okay, so I do know her from quite a few different things. It's kind of like what I was saying. Either they'll just do like their normal voice for like most, if not all, of their roles, and or they will change it up a little bit. So, anyway, we're getting back to it. I did have to rewind a little bit. So, okay, I know. I said I liked him. It's more so like his initial introduction, music-y. His initial introduction is a little bit rough, but I warmed up to him. I do remember that. So it is a little rough, the first introduction. I will say that one of the things this anime I feel has going for it, I'm going to skip through the intro real quick. Okay. One of the things that this anime I feel does have going for it is that I think part of it is just the genre it's a part of. But the episodes are on the shorter side. They're maybe like a little under 20 minutes, like in the 15 to 20 minute range. So it does have that going for it, and you can get through it pretty quickly. So it has that going for it, and I think, like I said, it's mostly because mostly because of the genre that it's a part of. But I think that's also part of the reason why I liked it, because it's like you can get through it pretty quickly. On the whole, it's mostly lighthearted, but also taking care of some like deeper issues, But anyway, that's one of the things I do like about this. Okay, I do remember this one familiar because of how he looked. I'm blanking on his name, but it's the familiar for the God of Thunder. So, I do remember him. I don't remember, I remember sort of liking him because he was on the flashier side. Like, not liking him, but I do remember, being entertained, I should say. It's okay, the only thing is that, Tomoe is supposed to be smart. And it's oh, the clouds are gone. Maybe I was wrong. No, she's just after Nanami, not necessarily the shrine. Okay, I was wrong about the flashy guy. I think he was just a friend of hers and not her familiar. I don't quite remember. We'll figure it out as we go along. Okay, so I am skipping through episode 6 a little bit, which is The God Catches a Cold. Excuse me. And mainly because I do remember this episode. I do enjoy this episode. It's just, I do remember this one a little more vividly. So, I am watching it through, but there are parts that I'm, skipping through just to make it go a little faster. So, maybe it's just because I'm paying more attention, but I am recognizing a lot of the voices, or at least I think I recognize a lot of the voices. So now it's the one girl, her name's Ami, the short pink-haired girl. Okay, so but I vaguely remember her voice from somewhere. And it's this is the thing with watching dubbed stuff, especially animated stuff, is that you pick up on voices real quick. So I'm just trying to see what I have seen a majority of. Just because it's like, if I haven't seen a lot of it or it was a minor character, then it's less important, but I haven't seen a lot of recent stuff, so we can go down a little bit. Let's see. Because she's in another anime that I have on my watch list. Okay, let's see. Okay, she was in Hitalia. Okay, she was Canada's Bear. Kumajiro. Okay. What else is there? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so it was most likely just Natalia the Bear, even though that's such a niche reference. I'm not seeing anything else. So, and probably just from watching this so many times too, like, the voice is kind of just there. So we're gonna continue. Okay, so I've just kind of double checked with where I'm at in season 1. So far on Disney Plus, at least Disney Plus through Hulu through Disney Plus, I'm not seeing the two OVA, the 2-part finale OVA movies. So I'll probably have to switch over to Hulu at some point and watch that. But, excuse me, as for this video specifically, I think I'm going to watch the next 2 episodes, which are finishing up, well, next 1.5 episodes. So finishing up episode 10 and then watching episode 11. And then I'm going to wrap up this video because I feel like I've gotten to a point in this video where it's like, I've gotten to the point in this video and these kinds of videos where it's like getting a little repetitive because it is a show that I'm liking. Not repetitive in a bad way, but like I said, because it's a show that I'm liking, it's starting to, I haven't quite gotten repetitive, but I'm at that line. So that's why it's like finishing up episode 10 and then watching episode 11, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. And like I've done with past videos where I haven't finished the series in the video itself, I'll have a part of the description, a section in the description giving my overall thoughts. So that's where we're at with this. That's where I'm at. So we're just gonna keep going for right now. So I know that my opinion on this part hasn't changed. I know that before when I was talking about Mizuki, I said it did take me a little bit of time to warm up to him. I still really like him. I still stand behind that where it's like he's definitely a character where it's like a little bit of time to warm up to. I feel like he's kind of that classic third wheel type character, or in this case like fourth wheel, where as of right now Nanami's kind of the third wheel with Tomoe's feelings, and then Mizuki's like kind of the fourth wheel with what he's working with his feelings about Nanami. And like the closest thing I can think of, it is very similar to Inuyasha, but like, so that's the closest thing I can think of with Inuyasha having a previous relationship with a human and then having to redo it almost with a different human, and like kind of not quite reincarnation situations, but sort of a reincarnation situation or next life with from Kikyo to Kagome, or a future life, and then like a passing on of the duties between Mikage and then Nanami. So it's like that's the closest thing I can think of, and I feel like that extra person in that relationship, in Tomoe's case, like the girl he loved previously, is like with her we don't get a whole lot of her. I haven't watched season 1 or season 2, so I don't know what if she has. I don't think she has a bigger role in season 2, maybe I'm wrong, but the girl that Tomoe loved previously, and like, so like she's not really that extra person, and in this case it is Mizuku who's that extra person. But getting back on that thought train where it's like it is easy to kind of dislike, hate on that extra person because it's getting in the way of the OTP, the main ship of the anime. Like in this case it's Nanami and Tomoe, and in Inuyasha's case it was Inuyasha and Kagome. I feel like with Inuyasha, Kikyo was easier to hate just because she was more of a bitch, and intentionally so, and she didn't really have her moments where she was like actively trying out of like a genuine care for the people involved, so it was easier to hate her because of that. Whereas with Mizuki in this case, I feel like it's easier to, I feel like it, at least for me, I feel like it's a little bit harder to dislike him, hate him, because he has his moments where he is more conniving and more sneaky about stuff. He is a snake, you know, but I feel like it is harder to dislike or hate him because 90% of his stuff, like I would say, like in comparison to like what he's feeling and what he's going through, like 10 to 25% of it is out of that hate for Tomoe and how Tomoe used to be, whereas like the rest of the other 75 to 90% of it is out of a care for Nanami. We saw that when Nanami goes out to visit the Dragon King and is trying to find the Dragon King's eye. So I feel like we see that a lot of his motivations are more for him caring about Nanami, and then kind of sort of half caring about Tomoe because Nanami cares about Tomoe, but still like not really liking Tomoe. So I feel like it's harder to dislike him because of that. But something else I will say is I do really like Kurama. Again, Kurama took a little while to grow on me, but like at the end of what episode am I on now? I was finishing up episode 10. At the end of episode 10, it's just like, I like him, I do. But him singing Kamisama, the theme song, it does make me chuckle a little bit. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that, but it does make me chuckle a little bit. Okay, so I finished the 2 episodes. I'm really enjoying it. I'm happy with where we're at right now. Although I feel like in a lot of cases with these kinds of anime, especially like the 2000s to early 2010s animes, like you get a lot of like flip-flopping with the character development, which is like fun. Well, not really with the character development, but just with the girl waffling back and forth between confidence and a lack of it, which is fine and it's perfectly okay. And like with most of those animes, it like makes sense. So it's not something I really have an issue with. But with all that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.